Very good morning to you, boys and girls. It's Tuesday, the 29th of January 2019. A warm welcome along to this morning's United Kingdom talk, coming to you from the Chapel Hill Marina here in Lincolnshire. Well, we got there eventually, didn't we? Had a couple of technical issues this morning. Facebook have changed something. And the trouble is with all this stuff, you never know until you try and do it. Do you know what I mean? It's not like I can come in here and try. I can try the lights. I can see that the sound works. I can see my face on the computer screen. But you don't know until you actually connect that anything's going to work. And everything was working. The YouTube was working, the Periscope and all that. The Facebook wasn't working this morning, so I've just been chatting to the people at Restream. I send my show to Restream, which is in the States, and then it comes back on all the different platforms. And the chap there was helping me and told me to delete this, and this, and then to reinstall, redo it, and then it should work. And indeed it did. But you often wonder, you're looking at this screen with all these permissions that you've given to various websites and think, oh God, well, which one do I delete and which one don't I delete? You know, so anyway, we're here this morning on this cold morning. Ice, ice, baby. Bum, 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 bum. Ice, ice, baby. Bum, bum, bum. Is it icy where you are this morning? Yes, the snow is cometh. In fact, when I got up here to the caravan, my Lincolnshire television studio complex last night, there was a slight fluttering. Not there, no, boys, no, not there. There was a slight fluttering of snow on the floor outside my caravan door. God. But nothing to write home about yet. Although there's a lot coming. The papers are full of it this morning. Certainly in the super soar-away sun. Oh yes, snowed under. Weather forecasters have warned of travel chaos, and snow and ice are set to hit 50 million today. What do you mean 50 million? What do they mean? What, 50 million snowflakes or people? As ghost trains and 2,000 gritters battle a minus 11 degrees centigrade polar plunge. Oh, that sounds good. That sounds something like from the book The Shining. You know the film The Shining? Where a knife is plunged into someone. Plunge. Oh, sorry, I'm getting far too excited now. The Met Office has issued warnings for the whole of England and Wales for snow from lunchtime today in the west and the east this morning. And I'm looking at this map. Sorry, I know. You were hoping at that point a map would come up behind me, wouldn't you? And what's her name? Carol Kirkwood would come up. Hello, here's the weather today. Oh yes, oh bunny wee lass. No, she's not coming. There's no map either. I'm just telling you what it's looked like. Pretend it's radio. This is like pirate television, isn't it? You remember pirate radio? Pirate radio is still on air. You still get pirate radio stations, certainly in London. But pirate radio, of course, in the 60s, immensely popular. That's why there's BBC Radio 1, because of pirate radio. Well, is this like a professional television programme, or more like pirate television? Pirate, aye, me lad, pretty buddy. It's pirate television. That's what this is, isn't it? Pirate television. Anyway, back to the weather. Weather forecasters have warned that British people are braced for up to an inch of snow. Wow, an inch of snow. Don't tell the people in Sweden and Norway. They just laugh. Or Russia. No, things carry on as normal. Nothing changes. People leave for work. They get to work. They come home. You know, great big drifts of 200 feet high. They just carry on as normal. Not here. Oh, a little bit of snow. Oh, can't go out. Oh, it's too cold. Can't drive anywhere. Gonna stop all the buses. Health and safety. Health and safety. God, so back in the 70s when I was a child, nothing stopped. We carried on. I remember buses. I used to live in a place called Roehampton in southwest London. It was nice when I lived there. You wouldn't want to live there. A bit rough. But mind you, I'm a bit of rough, aren't I, really? Do you know when you think about it? I am a bit of rough, aren't I? Do you know what I mean? I'm a bit rough around the edges. Not really BBC, am I? Very good morning. This is BBC One. Welcome to BBC Breakfast Time. Oh, we're so posh. Not Chris Reardon. He's a bit rough, too rough around the edges for us. And this bus, there was a hill, Medfield Street. It was called Medfield Street, and the hill was like this. and the ice would be there, or the snow, and this bus would not be able to get up the hill. But it tried. This is the point. It tried. There was a couple of times where the bus simply couldn't get up the hill. It would slide slightly back down again. Not anymore. Not anymore. A little bit of snowflake comes. Old, who's that mayor? What's his name? Not Boris, is it? Oh, what's his name now? Sadiq Khan. I bet he'd do it as well. Oh no, stop all the buses. Someone might get hurt. Stop all the buses. Stop all the buses. Pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. Well, it's all going to stop. I tell you, weather forecasters, a whole inch of snow. Wow. Well, I might trip over it as I leave my television studio complex here in Lincolnshire. I might trip over the inch of snow. Oh no, better not risk going out. Stay inside. Go back to your beds, everyone. Smother yourself with little balls of cotton wool just in case something happens. Pathetic people. The wintry weather is set to continue, falling Wednesday lunchtime with some overnight ice. You see, I always think the overnight ice is worse than the actual snow, because sometimes you can't see it. Black ice is so dangerous, it really is. The RAC have projected I like that word, projected. Do you like that word? Like projectile vomit. Have you ever done that? I've never done that. I've never done projectile. Who's done projectile vomit? Anyone? You know, that's that thing where, oh, I feel sick. I don't think I've ever seen anyone do projectile vomits. Sorry, I'm getting quite carried away this morning. I want to see someone do projectile vomit. Anyway, back to the story. The RAC projected 8,500 daily breakdowns, an increase of 20%, and dispatched all 1,000. It's like the end of the world, isn't it? A bit of snow's coming down. A little bit of snow. Ghost trains. What are they? I thought that was something you went on the fun fair and took someone you liked in the back to have a snog with them while it was all dark. So it don't happen now, does it? You don't have to do that anymore. People are just blazing about it. You go in the supermarket, sometimes I'm in Aldi or Waitrose, and they're in there, people walking around, and suddenly they're snogging in front of you. In a supermarket, dear. When I was a child, you'd have to go somewhere dark or out of the way. Maybe drive to somewhere like Box Hill with your lady or your boyfriend, and in the back of the car, hands all over the place. Not anymore. They're doing it in Waitrose, dear. People holding hands. It's outrageous. A little bit of decorum. That's what we need, dear. A little bit of decorum. Unless you want to go to one of those mucky clubs that they've got in London where these things happen. Oh, yes. I've seen places. Oh, disgusting places. Disgusting. Whips and everything. Dreadful. Anyway, RAC spokesman Simon Williams said in The Sun this morning, the worst cold weather travel chaos since last winter's beast from the east is expected. It's coming, dear. Be prepared. Have you got your cotton wool in? You know, especially those of you with children. Anyone got children? Oh, I better not send them to school today. Oh, they might fall over and graze their knee. Pathetic. Let's put some more little balls of cotton wool around them, put them in a box so that they can't get hurt. It says here, try not to travel in the worst conditions. Obviously, you know, if it's pouring down with snow, you'd be a fool to leave your house, wouldn't you? But if it's a bit on the ground or a little bit of a fluttering going on like that, if you must travel, pack a blanket, shovel and food in case you get stuck. Some people will need more food than others. Yes, you. Rail firms are ready to run empty ghost trains to clear snow and ice, while Network Rail has 34 de-icing trains prepared. It's all very exciting. This is so much more exciting than Brexit, don't you think? Oh, it really is. So do be careful, boys and girls, on this cold Tuesday morning. Ice, ice, baby. Bum, 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 bum. Ice, ice, baby. Yes, that's it. Right, who's with us this morning? Now, let me see who's there today. One moment, please. A very good morning. First message of the day goes to Mr. Marc Jones. Good morning, Mark. Welcome to our show. Wayne Martin is in the house. Good morning, Wayne. Where's my glasses? There we are. Gustav's there. Morning, Gustav. Adam the plumber. Diane Jeb. Sam. Good morning to Sam Khan. Morning, Sam. One of the Learn English websites groups, I guess. Good morning, Sam. Chris Manzar. Morning, Chris. Roy Brownlow. Good morning for Roy. Katie Ann Patterson. Wayne is in the house this morning. Poor old Wayne. Not first message again, Wayne. Never mind, dear. Ray Reynolds. Happy Tuesday. Vote, vote, vote. What have we got to vote for today, then? What have we got to vote for today, Ray Reynolds? What are we people voting today? Wayne. Oh, you're talking to each other there. Let me see. Anyone else? Oh, good morning to Alan Bailey, who's in Australia. Alan, friend of mine, I think he's been gone. He must have been gone about 6 or 9 months now. Gone to Australia. He's been to that special mountain, something to do with the Aborigines. This very holy mountain. You're not allowed to climb up it, I don't think, because that is offensive to their religion. But he's over there at the moment. He uploads some fantastic photos, I have to see. Really good. Good morning to Dobry. Good morning to Dobry. I'm a leave person, Dobry. I'm a leaver. Roy's there. Good morning, Roy Brownlow. Gary Davidson. Morning, Chris. Glad to report the illegal thing in my loft has left on its own accord with no damage. What illegal thing have you got in your loft? You haven't got squirrels up there, have you? Oh, I had squirrels once in my loft. Not funny. You had devil of a time trying to get rid of them, I tell you. Morning to Michael Pullman. He's in Australia. They haven't got to worry about cold weather over there at the moment, have they? 45 degrees. 45 degrees. I've been talking to some of you privately on some of the messages there. Gustav says, you are rough, like a badger's arsehole. You would know. I'm sure you've seen a few of those in your time, Gustav. More than a few. Morning to Juan. A very good morning to Juan. May I suggest and recommend to all their circle of friends and dearies to consume throughout the day cold drinks with no caffeine, because the human body, upon receiving sorts of liquids, cold or hot or warm, its thermostat instinctively begins to turn on like a furnace to cool off the human body. So logic or contrary thinking follows this commentary that very cold drinks make humans and their bodies to heat up warm quickly. Oh no, I can't agree with that, Juan. You've got to have a cup of tea, dear. Desperate for a cup of tea first thing in the morning. Good morning to Zubir. Good morning, Zubir. Michelle White says there isn't of that any... Thank you, Michelle. Now, there's a lady who knows how things should be, especially in Waitrose. Michelle is head of Waitrose, PLC. And she don't allow any kissing or cuddling going on when people are doing their shopping in there. It is outrageous. Do you remember, Michelle? You know, I don't want to pry into your private life at all. But do you remember when you was a young girl? Didn't you sort of hide away for a little snog somewhere with someone? Do you know what I mean? You didn't do it in public, did you, dear? You did. I mean, practically now you can't walk through the park bench for people doing it on the park bench. It's disgusting. Or on Brighton Seafront. There's a railing at Brighton Seafront that... Doesn't matter, anyway. Tracy, morning to Tracy. There's my niece, the delightful Tracy Clifford. Good morning. Lovely to see you on another day off, Tracy. It really is, my darling. Is it not opening today? No, didn't think so. Morning, Tracy. Juan, morning, Chris, dear lovely. Lad of mine, the Prince of what? What are you going on about, you mad fool? Over on YouTube this morning, it's Claire. Morning, Claire. Hello there, Claire. Morning to Mr. John Parrish. Good morning to you, sir. Katie Price is... yes, so the latest news, Katie Price is now going to adopt a Nigerian. And doesn't care if it's ill. If it's what? If it's ill or now. I don't know what all that's about. Now, why would you make specific reference to the fact that you're going to adopt a Nigerian? What's the difference there then? What, the fact because it's black and that might give you a little bit more self-promotion? Is that what that's about, Katie? I think it might be, dear. You know, if you had put Katie Price to adopt another child, might go along with that. But you've specifically said Nigerian there. Now, what is the purpose of that? It's to get you in the paper again, isn't it, lovey? I mean, let's face it, Katie Price. You know, you haven't got the looks anymore. Your body looks as fake as anything. So now you've got to start adopting children from all over the world. So that will be on the front page of the paper. Katie Price adopts Nigerian. What's all that about? All it is self-promotion. She wants to be in the paper again. No doubt, once she's been in the paper a few times, she's sending back again. Or her. Outrageous. Absolutely. It shouldn't be allowed. Why are we even printing this stuff, you know? John's been on Radio Caroline. Were you on there, Radio Caroline? This is pirate television here. Did they ever have any pirate television stations? They had so many pirate... I had a pirate radio station. Yes, Radio 23 it was called. Radio 23. And it would come from my mum's house. I had an aerial on the roof and everything. I have told the story of how that happened. I haven't really got time to do it today. But how I started doing pirate radio and all that business. Good morning to Thomas. A very good morning to Thomas, who walked far to his grade school. Good lad, Thomas. No need for buses. Absolutely no need for buses, sir. Weird City Citizen, good morning. I've done other projectiles, but not vomit. Claire, my partner had it a year ago. Awful. Anything in the way got covered. What, the projectile vomit? Oh! Of course, it depends what you've had to eat the night before, doesn't it, really, to what comes out that end. Weird City Citizen is always projecting. I'm sure you are. Thomas is disgusted with people doing it in public. I am as well, Thomas. You never see me doing anything like that. You really wouldn't, would you, Gustav? No. Good morning to Richard Hunt. A very good morning to Richard Hunt, I think, joining us for the first time as well. And Michelle is quite right. She said, there's a place and a time for such carry-ons. When I'm running the store, maybe I shall I photograph that little sentence there and send it to some of the other girls there? Do you think, Michelle? When Michelle says, when I'm running the store, well, I think you should rephrase that there, to be honest, Reefer. When you're running the company, when Michelle was running the company, everyone has to behave. Absolutely, I should think so as well, dear. I should think so as well. Ray Reynolds says there was a pirate TV station called Radex, but it didn't start up. Oh, I don't know what that is. Radex. What do you mean it didn't start? Well, it wasn't a pirate TV station if it didn't start up. I wonder where you get a transmitter. Maybe I could buy a transmitter. Eh? I could have my own little erections all over the country, beaming my shows to all parts of the world, couldn't I? That'd be a good idea. Now, let me help you out here, boys and girls. There are some really thick people around at the moment who copy and paste stuff. All they do is copy and paste. They never check stories or anything like this. Now, I'm going to help you out here. I'm going to stop you looking really stupid in front of lots of other Facebook people. Are you ready? So the latest Facebook hoax goes like this. I do not give Facebook or other entities associated with Facebook permission to use my pictures, information, messages or posts, both past and future. With this statement, I give notice to Facebook it is strictly forbidden to disclose, distribute, copy or take any other action against me based on this profile and its or contents. The contents of this profile is private and confidential information. The violation of privacy can be punished by law, brackets UCC 1-308-11-308-103 and the Rome Statute. Note, Facebook is now a public entity. This is fake news. And the amount of people who I've seen copying and pasting this like sheep, please, find some way of checking whether or not you're posting this, because you just end up looking really stupid. Now, I usually put a little post on there, just say fake news. Say it was Adam, fake news Adam, and that's all I put. I will not make you try and look small or stupid or anything like that. Just fake news Adam, which tells the person concerned that it is in fact fake news. But there's so many people now just copy and paste stuff back onto there. and it's all fake news, and you do end up looking really stupid. So do be very careful of that, boys and girls. Reposting that one is, of course, fake news. There is a couple of websites on Facebook which will tell you if something's fake news or not, which you can use if you want, and you just type stuff in and it tells you whether it's fake news. Let's say hoax. Oh, well, just a minute. Let's find it for you. Hoax face. Oh, face. I can't spell this morning. You want to see how I just spelt Facebook? How funny that is. Snopes, that's it. Snopes.com. 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 And on there, you can you can check any of those stories before you copy and paste them, and you do end up looking, I'm sorry, you do end up looking stupid. People look at that and think, oh, you bleeding idiot. You do, okay? So you might want to check stuff out before you recopy and paste it, and pass that message on to people as well. Once again, it's Snopes.com, S-N-O-P-E-S, Snopes.com, and there you can find all that. It's got information about viruses and stuff that people put up there and what have you. All right. Dave Anthony says, yes, I can say proudly I am a sheep. Oh, Dave, you haven't done it, have you? Have you done it? Dave's done it. So many people are caught out with that. Good morning to Paul and Lou. Thanks for joining us, Paul and Lou. How long have we been on there? Oh, only 28 minutes. Call yourself proper fans? Dear me. Proper fans are those that turn up to shopping centres. Now, did you see the story in the BBC News yesterday? I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. James Childs, now he is a YouTube host, presenter, whatever you want to call him. He gridlocked Birmingham. This story came out 2 days ago. An appearance by YouTuber James Charles is believed to have brought Birmingham city centre to a standstill after 8,000 people flocked to the building. Now, the Bullring is a shopping centre in Birmingham. Birmingham is a particularly awful place, boys and girls. Paul and Lou live there, who are regular correspondents. That's why they watch this programme, to try and escape the reality of living in Birmingham. Ghastly place. Absolutely, it's just grey buildings, and there's a few little bits around the outside, but that's about it. Awful place. And the Bullring is like their shopping centre. And at night time, there's all these little pubs and nightclubs around there. I did work there for about 6 months, some years ago, during a karaoke night on Fridays. Anyway, this bloke, he does beauty videos on YouTube. And he's got, I tell you, millions of viewers. Millions. The beauty guru was greeted by 3 floors of screaming supporters during his visit to the shopping centre at about 11:30 on Saturday morning. Motorists got stuck in gridlock traffic between 3 p.m. and 7:30 p.m. that day. Drivers trying to leave car parks found they were stuck, and some opted to abandon their vehicles overnight. So I thought I'd have a look. He's a celebrity vlogger. Charles, was it James Charles? James Charles is his name. If you type him into YouTube, you can find him straight away. And he looks like a Barbie doll. He's got all this makeup, really, really camp, coloured hair, plucked eyelashes, and it doesn't look quite manly enough for me. Do you know what I mean? When you look at some of these, I was watching the football the other day. Not for the football, but watching the little legs running around, beautiful legs running around the football. Now, that looks quite nice to me. I'm not really one that fancies men in makeup and things like that. It's just a bit weird. Yeah, I think it's a bit weird. Men, some of them wear women's clothes. Oh, I think projectile vomit's coming out of me now. It's all very strange and mysterious. Anyway, this bloke, he does look rather odd. And I'm starting to wondering, am I doing this programme wrong? You know, Not that we're led by numbers. I've said to you many, many times before. If we were, I wouldn't be here, believe me now. Okay? But when you see, you know, the few, what have we got now? Only 14 million people watching the show at the moment. He's got hundreds and hundreds of thousands and millions of people watching his show. And all he does is makeup. He sits there and just a little bit of makeup. That sometimes he has some pretty little friends with him as well, and they're all doing their makeup. Millions and millions of views. I must be doing this wrong. I'm going to have to look more freakish. I think that is the only thing I can do. What do you think, boys and girls? Do I need to look more freakish during this program? Now, my brother-in-law, he does videos far, far more numbers than mine. I remember the other day we were sitting around my sister's house, and he said, "Oh, I just want to check how many viewers I've got." I said, "Oh, you don't bother with that, do you?" He said, "Oh, I like to get," but you see, I don't. I'm not on there every hour. Oh, another 2 viewers. I don't do that. I come here, do the show, and then that's it until the next day. Sometimes I do think about 1 or 2 of you, what you might be up to. Maureen, for example, she's very quiet. Very quiet this morning. Oh, there she is. Good morning, Maureen. There she is. Maureen is in the house. I was very concerned that you didn't come last night, Maureen, but then I thought it might be a bit cold. Non-Irish Mary from Ireland, she said it was a bit too cold for her to come last night, so she didn't come to the karaoke. As indeed, we missed Maureen last night. Good morning to you, Maureen. Welcome to the show, my darling. Morning, Maureen. Good morning to Glenda in Pittsburgh, USA, who says, "Good morning. You should do a makeup video with Ronnie." Well, you see, I've never done makeup. I've never put makeup on my face. It would really be a first time. Perhaps we should. Perhaps we should. Perhaps we should just go out and buy. What would we? I don't know what to buy. What would I buy? A bit of lipstick, that powder stuff. What's that called? You know, I've seen them do that. Like you see these girls, don't you? When they're driving along. Have you seen that? Women driving along. All that business. Maybe I should, Glenda. I don't know. Morning to Peter in Woodall Spa, who likes to sing in Ice Ice Baby. Bum 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 bum. Ice Ice Baby. That's more what I'm like, isn't it? More like a sort of rough rapper, more than a makeup queen. Do you not think so? Yeah, I could see myself down the Bronx with a nice gold chain on, with my some big legs down there, aren't there? Do you know? Yeah, check it out, man. Did you see that? I was just like Ice Ice Baby then, wasn't I? What's his name? Vanilla Ice. Yeah, check it out, man. Check it out. See, that works for me. The whole makeup thing and being very camp, I don't think that's me. I'm a little bit too hard for that, don't you think? What was Peter saying? Good morning. I liked your singing Ice Ice Baby. We've got Fluttering Snow. It was last night in Woodall Spa from Peter Lake. I like his shirt and jacket. How was the karaoke night? Are you doing a phone line today? No, well, I wasn't going to do a phone line. Do you want me to? Shall we try? Shall we open a phone line this morning? Do you want me to do that? What's the time? Oh, it's 1:15. Well, we can open it quickly, just in case someone... Did you want to call in, Peter? I don't know if you want to call in. Let's just open that. And it's there if you want it, then. Oh, that's not opening. Bum, 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 bum. There it is. It's open. There we are. That's working. Okay, we've got a phone line open. If you want to call in, you can do so now. There's the phone number up there. 020-8144 3477. London number, okay? I can only speak to one person at a time. So if there's someone on the phone and you're ringing, no one will answer, okay? Just to warn you that. That's it. If anyone, you don't have to call in. I'm quite happy to sit here rabbiting away to myself. You know that. But if you want to, there's a phone line, 020-8144 3477. I beg your pardon. Glenda is in Pittsburgh, is in Northumberland. Why did I think Pittsburgh, Glenda? No, Pennsylvania, isn't it? Pennsylvania. I beg your pardon. Pennsylvania 65000. That is Pennsylvania, isn't it? I'm sure that's right, Glenda. Pittsburgh. It says Pittsburgh, USA. Why have I got you as Pittsburgh? Are you in Pennsylvania? It's very, very complex. Very complex. Oh, we got a phone call. Let's do this. Good morning. Who's coming on? Line 1.
It's Mr. Marc Jones. Hello, Chris.
A very good morning to you, Marc Jones. All right.
Yes, I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Have you got snow up there yet?
No, we haven't. Not yet.
Oh,
You'll probably get it just before we do.
I don't know if you're going to get it or not. I've put a new microphone on the phone in today. Can you hear me all right? Because I didn't know if that was going to work.
I can hear you perfectly fine.
Oh, fantastic news. Excellent news, Marc. Now, are you into makeup at all? Do you wear a little bit of makeup now and again, lovey?
No, dear, but the thing you was talking about, I believe it to be called foundation.
Foundation? What's that?
That powder thing that they put on the face.
I've got their record, Build Me Up Buttercup. Build me up, buttercup, baby. Da, 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 da. I like that song. I wish DJ Chris would do something like that. Have you ever watched our karaoke streams?
He'd probably sound better doing something like that.
You watch our karaoke streams, don't you, sometimes?
Yeah, I do, yeah.
There's a bloke called DJ Chris, and he's nice enough. He's a nice lad. But for Christ's sake, the depressing songs that he sings, dear.
Oh, I know, it's crazy. He needs to sing something a little bit more uplifting with his voice.
Well, I can't remember what it was he sung last night, but 3 people left the pub, and I thought, where have they gone now? And I went out the back. They'd killed themselves. They'd run into the road, and an articulated lorry had run them down because they just couldn't take the depression any longer. That's how it is. So you have to think about no one thinks about the audience in front of you. Well, I'll tell you what, I think of the audience in front of me, okay? I know Mr. Ray Reynolds thinks of the audience in front of me. I know Maureen thinks of the audience in front of them, and probably other people as well. They're thinking, not what do I want to sing, but what do they want to hear me sing? And believe me, there's not a soul in there who wants anyone to be singing, I Will Always Love You. And I will always love you. Awful, dear. Awful. Horrendous. Sorry?
The other day you were singing, what did you sing? You sang Money.
Sorry, you've disappeared. Are you on an iPhone Plus of some sort?
Yeah.
I knew it. It's the big iPhones that I have terrible trouble. The big iPhones, I think the design of it is such that you've only got to move it slightly and we can't hear you anymore.
But it's better to watch you on. It's a bigger
screen.
Oh,
yeah. Oh, I agree with that, Marc. Mr. Jones.
Even though you are on the TV at the moment, though, I can see you talking.
Am I on several of your devices?
Well, sometimes you are. If you look on when you finish, if you look on your messages, I've sent you a picture.
Right.
I was playing with Snapchat while you were talking.
Oh. Well, what you could do to spread the word is watch me on your small device and then somehow point your television to the window and open the curtain so that people could watch me outside. I like the sound of that.
That's right. Well, the cows on the field behind me might like to watch you.
And what noise do the cows make, Marc?
It depends which one.
Can you do a cow noise for me, please?
No, you can't be out because I'm laughing.
Can you do a cow noise, please?
Moo. I can't do it because I'm smiling.
Oh, no. That's a bit pathetic, to be honest, dear. Try again.
Moo.
That's better. Go on again. Do it again.
Moo.
I like cows. I think they get a bit of a rough deal, cows. I really do.
Well, these ones on the back are all right. They're not used for like milking or anything. They're just a farmer's pet.
They're a farmer's pet. Oh no, farmers don't have pets, dear. No, that'll be in for the chop at some point, no doubt.
These are big old cows.
Oh, I know a few of those.
A bit like Gemma.
One of them's known as my sister. She's a
Sharon.
big old cow.
So what I called up for
last
night, as you know, I listen to you when I'm going to sleep when I'm at work. and you said that you felt sorry for Gemma Collins.
Yes, I did.
And I sat up and I thought, did I just hear that right? I had to rewind it.
I'm sorry, I did. When I saw, so I don't watch the program. It's not really for me, that the Dyson on Ice. But someone sent me a clip, and she was going around the arse. I thought, what do you look like? She's no grace whatsoever. And then she went flat on her face, and it must have hurt. I'm sure someone said on the radio last night they watched it, they zoomed in. I don't know how you can do that on your telly, but they zoomed in on the telly, and she actually hit her nose when she went down. That must really have hurt her. And no, I don't take back anything that I say. I don't think someone like her should be on the telly. There is no talent. There's no entertainment whatsoever. And I just don't think people like that should be on the telly. But having said that, and we've all been waiting for this. We've all been waiting for Gemma Collins to fall flat on her face. And she did. And I immediately felt really sorry for her. I wanted to go and pick her up, really. I don't think I've been able to have done that, though, on my own. But nevertheless, I wanted to pick her up and comfort her. I did, because I actually, Mark, I'm quite a caring person, and caring, dear, caring.
Yeah, but there's just no need for her to be on there. Like when she went on I'm a Celeb, she was on there for 1 week.
Eh?
When she was on I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, she was on there for like just a couple of weeks.
Oh, was she on that? I don't. That's another thing. I don't really watch that much either.
I think that's where she started.
Oh, I thought the first thing she was on was the Essex thing. No.
Oh, it might have been Anyways Essex, and when that series finished, she went on there.
Oh, okay. So she's not on the Essex thing anymore.
No, I don't think she is.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
think
I don't know.
Anymore.
I mean, you know more than me.
Well, I could be wrong.
She's obviously a very good businesswoman, because she seems to take whatever's thrown at her. She gets the money, and that's it. She's on to the next one. I mean, it's not a bad living, I suppose. You know, going on telly just so that people can make fun out of you.
Well, it's only like some of these radio presenters.
Well, that's why they put her on there, because they know people will watch her, sell the advertising to make fun of her. That's why she's not been employed because of any sort of talent. It's not like employing, I don't know, Bruce Forsyth to come and do a show, is it? It's not like employing that girl who's on, what's her name now? The one who's on Doctor Who, the girl who's Jodie Whittaker. It's not like employing Jodie Whittaker to act and do something that will entertain us. No, we are watching Gemma Collins to take the piss out of her. That's the only reason she's on there. And that's it.
Talking about Jodie, didn't you think she did fantastic?
I think Jodie Whittaker was fantastic on Doctor Who. Absolutely fantastic.
Normally I just watch the other episodes, but this last series,
yes,
I watched every single one religiously every week.
You asked me about Jodie Whittaker. I agree with you there. The storylines are all right, but I find they keep trying to put in little political correct things which are totally and utterly unnecessary. There was a scene in Doctor Who, it might have been the last one but one, where Jodie Whittaker has gone somewhere, and there's this lad who's like a security officer, and she says something to him, why don't you come to the spaceship, or something like that, and his answer was, I don't think my boyfriend would allow me. Now, why did you find it necessary to put that line in? It's just stupid.
I don't know.
It didn't relate to the story at all. You know, they just wanted to put that in so that people would say, oh, that's nice, 2 boys. Unnecessary. Unnecessary.
The writer must have been
I found the whole story has been like that a little bit. The whole series has been a little bit like that. We had race issues on it. We had 2 girls, one fancying the other. I don't watch Doctor Who to be taught anything. I watch Doctor Who for science fiction, for monsters, for spaceships, for stars. You know, not to be taught lessons. I can watch that on BBC Two. And I was disappointed with the writing. Bring back the other bloke. Who's the other bloke who wrote it when it first came back? What's his name?
I can't remember.
Can't remember his name now, but there we are.
My last question.
Yes?
Do you watch Politics? Oh, what's that program called that Fiona Bruce has just gone on?
What?
What's that program that Fiona Bruce has just gone on?
Oh, Question Time.
Oh.
Very good.
Yeah, do you watch that?
Yeah, she's fantastic.
Did you see when that Denise Abbott's on, or Diane Abbott, or whatever her name is?
Diane Abbott. What a thicko.
Oh, she's a moron.
She's an absolute moron. Now, I've no doubt in my mind. Is she a mother? Is she someone's mum?
I'm not sure.
Doesn't matter. I've no doubt in my mind she would make a blooming good mum. She'd be a good friend. She'd be someone you could talk to outside, walking in the street, having a cup of tea, or down the pub or something like that. But running the country, no, absolutely not.
Well,
thick as a plank.
Wasn't she meant to be like the shadow chancellor? At one point.
No, shadow Home Secretary.
Well, at first she got the sack from it, and then he brought her back to do that one.
Yeah. Home Secretary. No, and thick as a plank. She should not be in government or on the opposition either. She makes a mockery of the whole thing. I mean, at the end of the day, you could look at it another way. You know, if she can do it, so could I.
Oh, could do. Vote Chris Reardon.
And I'm not intelligent, but let me tell you, I'm probably more intelligent than her. It's just the way she answers the question. She hasn't got a bloody clue. Not a clue. But as I say, saying that, I'd quite happily go around her for a cup of tea, and I reckon we could sit there and have a good laugh about things. But as a person who runs a government, no, or works in a government. Huh?
I don't think so either. Well, I hope I haven't been too much of a boring call.
You haven't been a boring call today, Mark, at all. I don't think you've ever been a boring call, to be honest. Certain people are boring on the phone, but you weren't.
Oh, thank you.
You have a nice day, Mark, all right?
Yeah, you too.
Cheerio now. Bye. Mark calling in there from Nottingham. I think it was Nottingham there, wasn't it? I think it was Nottingham, somewhere like that. Okie doke. Let's just go back here a little bit there. Oh, gosh, we've got a lot of... there we are. There's Peter. Yeah, you need to be a little bit more patient, Peter. I see your messages coming up there. Sometimes we forget that. Peter says, I can see you with makeup on. Can you really? I've never worn makeup in my life, honestly. Oh, yes, I did when I was in a Scout Gang show years ago. I was in a Scout Gang show. We had to have makeup on for that, didn't we? Thomas, Chris, men dressing as women. Yeah, some of them do, you know, Thomas. Isn't it strange? There's some people on the telly this morning. I'm not sure that the woman on BBC Breakfast Time this morning was an actual woman. I think it was a bloke dressed as a man, but I remain to be corrected on that. Claire, no makeup, Chris, please. It's not your style at all. See, Claire knows. Claire knows that there is a real man sitting here, boys and girls, with no makeup and no women's clothes. Or at least not the outer clothes, anyway. Sometimes, Claire... Just want to check there's no one listening at the door. Sometimes, Claire, I might wear women's undergarments, you know, just not out. So, you know, just sometimes while I'm sitting at home on my own. And I might sort of walk up and down in front of a mirror in perhaps a pair of stockings or knickers or something like that. Don't tell any of my family like that. I don't want them to know that. But yeah, sometimes I might wear something like that, you know, a pair of knickers or something, perhaps suspenders. I might have a pair of suspenders on now. You wouldn't know, would you? Because I'm sitting here. But I haven't. I like to dress properly when I'm doing my television broadcasts to the world, with just a few viewers. Not like the bloke who wears the makeup. Going back to that story, actually, one thing, and I'm not sure this is actually true or not. This chap, James Charles, please look him up on YouTube, okay? When I finish the show today, James Charles. And he does these makeup videos and what have you. My mate informed me he'd had a look at his channel, which I've had a very, very quick look at his channel. And my mate sent something here. Where is it now? Let's see if I can find it here. There we go. So this bloke who does it, I say bloke, he's a boy. He's 19 years old. Okay? Here's the thing about it. He's legally blind. Isn't that amazing? How someone can do YouTube videos on makeup, gain all those people watching him, and yet is legally blind. I think that is amazing. I really do. And it just goes to show you, if you've got an arm missing, or can't see, or can't... Look at Beethoven. Deaf as a post. Beethoven is deaf as a post. So if you've got some sort of disability, perhaps... So I'm extremely lucky. Everything's working. 2 eyes, 2 ears, 2 arms, 2 legs, 2 feet. Oh, an arse to die for. I've got all these things working. And yet I couldn't do what he does. I couldn't do a makeup thing with all my... See, I have no idea. He's blind, and yet he's built up all these people watching him, and his makeup is really good. Beethoven's music, deaf as a post, was really good. So if you've got something wrong with you, you may have to do it in a different way, but don't ever let something like that hold you back. I think it's amazing. I didn't notice it myself. My mate sent me this thing and said, you know he's blind, don't you? And I said, no. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. I think when one is born with some sort of disability, I think they generally have something extra that you or I haven't got. I've noticed this, like Beethoven with his music, this lad who does his makeup on the YouTube. When someone is disabled, and you see the Paralympics, oh wow. I mean, I am in awe of those people. I couldn't run for 5 blooming miles on a pair of these springing, I don't know what they're called, you know, like people with like half a leg or something like that. They seem to have this thing that they attach to their knees. And it's like a spring thing. It's like a, I don't know what it's made out of, fiberglass or something like that, I was supposed. And they run. They compete in races. Blind people running round the track. I'm just in awe of these people, and fantastic. And the fact that he's got 8 million people, 8 million people I saw has watched one of his videos, that is amazing. I'm lucky to get to 50. Never mind. Weird City Citizen, yes, we've done the phone line now, haven't we? Anyone else going to call it? No, we'll close that now then. Phone line closed. Let me just exit that. So it's quite nice to get one call, isn't it? It's quite nice to get one call during a programme. I think it adds to it a bit. But I have to be interested. So far, we've had no boring calls in the last week where we've started taking calls again. So, if you ever got a news story or something, maybe on tomorrow's show, I might make a point of opening a line. Then you can ring in, oh, did you see in the paper, Chris, this? And then just go into it. If you've got your own thoughts on there. Remember, we don't really do serious on the show. Don't really do anything too serious. Even if I was to start talking about Brexit at some point along the line, I'd throw a joke in or a gag somewhere, you know. Let's have a look there. Oh, hang on, let's go over here. Sorry, boys and girls. Let's see if I'm missing out messages. Oh, back. There we are. Tony Carroll. Was there an echo then on the phone? I didn't notice if there was an echo or not. It sounded all right to me. Anyone else hear an echo? Sometimes perhaps it didn't work too well. Good morning to Brendan. Morning to Brendan this morning. Let's see. Mary Warren. Good morning to Mary, non-Irish Mary from Ireland, who says, morning all. Shock horror. I woke up before noon. You can stay in bed as long as you want, Mary. Just keep waking up, love. Morning, Mary. Hello to Leon Corrigan. Look at Terry Turner, radio broadcasting, and he's blind. Yes, a friend of mine, Terry Turner. I used to speak to him quite a lot. I haven't spoken to him for some time now, but Terry has been doing internet radio, community radio, and he's completely blind. He came round years ago, about 10 years ago. I had a little mini talk radio station, only on the internet, right? Technically, I was not too capable at that. And Terry came round my house. He got a train from Cambridge to Bracknell train station. I picked him up from there, brought it round my house, and he is almost completely blind, but he can, if he's like right close up, I think he can see light and colours, that sort of thing. And he installed programs on this computer to make everything work. Blind. I'm just amazed by people who can do these sort of things. So thank you for reminding me of that, Leon. I appreciate that. Morning to Timmy Thomas. Morning. A lovely, crisp, sunny morning in London. Have a blessed day and a blessings to you as well on behalf of the Holy Father, Pope John Paul II. Paul and Lou. My best mate was dragged along to the bull ring on Saturday by his girlfriend, unaware of this YouTube star. It took him 4 hours to get his car. A few expletives came out. I'm sure they did. Thomas says, look at the hands. That's how you can tell if someone's male or female. What do you reckon? Male or female, my hands. What do you reckon, eh? Claire says, it's fine. You're often sitting there with no trousers. We know. Morning to Tay. Welcome to the show, Tay. What time's Ronnie on? He's not coming on, mate. He's not here. Hello to Dr. SRS Gregorian as well, who joins us very late into the show. There's a lot of late people around this morning, aren't there? Very, very late. Okie doke. Let's have a look. What's the time now? How long have I been chatting here for? Nearly an hour. I had no intention of being here for an hour this morning. Remember I told you on Saturday I got a blooming card from the post office. You know, you go out and there's that card on the door. We tried to deliver something to you. Oh, I thought, oh, here we go. What is it now? My neighbour. Oh, this has been taken back to the sorting office to you collect on the next working day. I thought, oh, I can't get that now. So anyway, so yesterday, Monday, of course, after I finished the show, I took the car out and went out to the post office. Do you know what it was? Do you know what it was? 6 pairs of socks. 6 pairs of socks sent, recorded delivery. I ask you, via Amazon, why would you send socks? Now, this is what makes me laugh with the whole Amazon thing, right? You get socks. Someone's tried to deliver socks. They couldn't get in. I've had to go to the post office and sign for these socks, right? There was another occasion a couple of years ago, and this has happened to my mate, one of my mates as well, right? Well, I've gone out, come back, and there's a parcel left outside the front door. Literally left outside the front door, propped up against the door, right? Do you know what was in that parcel? A laptop. A £400 laptop. The same thing happened to my mate as well. He had a laptop delivered in exactly the same way. He went out, he came back, there it was, propped up outside the front door. Mad, isn't it? And yet, I've had to go down to the post office and disappointingly sign for my brand new merino wool socks. Oh, yes. Have you got merino wool socks? I bet you haven't. Ah, you never get cold feet again. They're wonderful, they are. Absolutely highly recommended. There's a bloke on the radio who's on LBC, Nick Abbott, who I used to listen to religiously every Friday and Saturday night on the way home from work. But he's become absolutely obsessed with Brexit and Donald Trump. That's all he ever talks about. And he used to be he was very, very funny on the radio. He always made me laugh, but he's become totally obsessed with Donald Trump and Brexit. And I barely listen to him much now at all. But before this come along, he once mentioned that the fact that he discovered merino wool undergarments. So as well as the socks, you've got little, what are those things? You know, long johns, I think. Long johns and a vest. He says he has that on all the time now, and he's never, ever cold. So if you suffer from the cold at all, might be an idea for you to try some of that merino wool undergarments. Find them on Amazon, okay? Good morning to Angela Waters in Melbourne, Australia, who's in hospital with kidney stones. What on earth are you doing eating stones, Angela? That's why you're in hospital, dear. You're right, there's some very strange people watching the show this morning. There's a woman here who eats stones. No wonder you're in hospital, dear. Don't eat stones and you won't end up in hospital. Oh, I wish you well. That can't be fun at all, kidney stones. I know blokes that have had those before and they have had to wee them out. And apparently it hurts quite a lot when it comes down the, the end of you. They've been gritting out where Roy is. The gritters have been out. Mary, Ronnie before 11 o'clock. Now that I'd play money to see. Oh no, he's a late getter-upper, Ronnie. He's generally a late getter-upper. At the moment, though, he is having to get up at all hours because he's got a very, very sick cat at the moment. And he is going to come on at some point and tell us about what's going on with the cat. His cat had an operation on its head. And it's a very, very long recovery. And all I can say is that cat doesn't realise how lucky it is to have Ronnie and his other half looking after it. They really, really do look after it. Unfortunately, the cat hasn't got much control at the moment. And it's, you know what I mean? I had that with my cat, bless her heart, Katie, before I lost her about a year and a half ago. She lost control as well. And it's, it's the smell. Oh, I can feel projectile vomit about to come out again. Oh, it could be the foot. No, it's gone back down. Angela's enjoying her morphine in the hospital. Don't you be nicking that. I know what you're like, Angela. Don't start nicking that and selling that to the people of Melbourne. It's outrageous. What are you like? It's for your use only. Personal use. Dear, I don't think I've ever had morphine. What have I had? Pethadrome, I don't know. I had a burst appendix. This is about 20 years ago now. And oh my God, the pain. And they gave me this pethadrome or dome injection. I can't remember, in the hospital while I'm waiting to be done, you see. And I'll give you the injection. I'll come back in a minute. So give me the injection. The pain. And then the next thing I know, this bloke had come back. Nurse it was. I think he fancied me at the time. I was better looking than I am now. Remember, this is 20 years ago now. 20 years ago. And this nurse kept coming to talk to me. Male nurse, wasn't he? And he came back. And I can remember it now. And he said, and he came round the corner. And he says, you all right? And I'm like, all right. He said, are you feeling a bit better? And I'm like, yeah. Funnily enough, these drugs, you shouldn't really joke about drugs and things like that, but in hospitals, they give them to you. My great niece, Emily, she's 5 years old. When she was younger, I don't know if it still happens now, but certainly when she was 2, 3 or 4, her arm used to come out of its socket. Quite accidentally, someone would be lifting her up by the arms or something like that, and her arm would literally come out of its socket, and she'd have to go to the hospital and have it put back in. And they're very quick. They know what. I don't know what to do. Would you? Oh, is it in yet? Is it in? I'm talking about the arm in the socket, incidentally. There. And they gave her some sort of drugs. I don't know what they gave her, but my niece then videoed it, and Emily, great niece Emily, she's like. She's all laughing. So I know how you're feeling, Angela. Hopefully it makes you a little bit more happy than you are usually, you miserable old bag. Oh dear. Tay, I only have a 3-hour window with my local post office to pick up packages. Is that a fact? Wow. So I've taken to sending my mail to my daughters since she's a stay-at-home mum. Oh, that's a good idea, Tay. Yeah. When I went to the post office yesterday to pick up, there was no one in the queue. No one. How's that? Unbelievable. Not a soul in the queue yesterday. Funny, isn't it? Now, I've been there on a Saturday. Not a pleasant experience. Do not ever go to a post office sorting office on a Saturday morning. It's possibly the worst day you can go. I've recently found out, actually, that they're open on Sundays as well, which I never knew. I think only a short period of time, like 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. So I think that must be a new thing. I never knew they were open on a Sunday. If I'd have known, I could have gone on Sunday and got it and not had to rush around on Monday. Although I don't know how. Would they be as busy on a Sunday as they are on a Saturday? Possibly. I mean, you go to the supermarket. Worst day you can go is not Saturday, it's Sunday. You ever been to a supermarket on a Sunday? Oh my God. Crowds and crowds of... It was awful. Awful. Really is. Paul and Lou, what on earth is she doing watching this show while in hospital? Well, there's nothing else to do. Have you seen Australian television, Paul and Lou? It's dreadful. The shows are okay. You see, I'm a bit of a thing for television presentation. I'm used to, in the 1970s, you had either on the BBC, the Globe came on in one of its many forms, and a bloke told you, or a lady indeed. Oh no, I don't think we had any ladies in the 70s. I don't remember a lady announcer, but it would be a bloke announcing the programme properly, you know. And you're watching BBC One. It's 7:30 and time for the news with Angela Rippon. Like that. They talk like that. And indeed ITV, of course, they had their in-vision continuity announcers, and that really is a job I wanted to do. I saw, my favourite one was Philip Elsmore, I think his name was. I believe in his 80s now. He's not on Facebook, can't find him at all. And some of the, shall we say, television anorak. I suppose you could class me as a television anorak. I don't know really, because I like things that make me remember things. Do you know what I mean? From past times, like old TV, that sort of thing. Memorabilia, sort of memorabilia, I suppose you could say. Tom Edwards, of course, was on there. And Peter Marshall, and later on they had a lady on there. I can't remember what the lady's name was. And they, you know, before the programme, they would tell you what was coming on. Good morning to you and welcome to Thames Television on this Monday morning. And then he'd come up, and his smiling face and friendly. You related to this person who came up in between each programme and told you what was... He was like a friend. He or she was like a friend. London Weekend as well, of course. And I wanted to do that job. It doesn't exist anymore. They got rid of all of them. They got rid of the friendly face of ITV. Depending where you were in the country, you had a different lady or a different man doing it. Apparently the most popular one of the whole network was this bloke on Ulster Television who was as camp as a Christmas tree. Don't know... Oh, what's that behind me there? Oh, hang on a minute. Let me just close something down there. I'm using up bandwidth there. Yeah, there was this bloke on Ulster Television who is... You can find his stuff on YouTube. And he was hugely popular. Hugely popular. Because you related to them as a friend. Like listening to the radio in the 70s and 80s. I was a big fan of Tony Blackburn's, as you well know. There were, of course, others. Dave Lee Travis. I have to say the name. I'm sorry. Jimmy Savile. You know the paedophile Jimmy Savile. But we didn't know that then. See, I mentioned this the other day. We had no idea that he was a dodgy bloke. He was just a friend at the end of the radio. That's what we used to listen to. And it was the same with the telly. These people who came in between the programmes, they were your friend. They never knew you. You never knew them, but they came across as a friend. And that compelled you to watch them and what they had to say. And I really wanted to do that job and it disappeared. I have actually looked around the world. In Australia and America, I can't find anyone that does continuity announcers anymore. It's all about cutting money and all that, isn't it? Angela says you had pethidine. Is that what it's called? Pethidine. It was very nice anyway. Made me feel quite well for a while. There, look at Mary wishing Angela get well. Mary's on morphine every day. Great hallucinations. Yes. She hallucinated the other day that I owed her money. You know that, Mary. Non-Irish Mary from Ireland. John says, did you know Nick Abbott is gay? Is he? I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Is he really? I didn't know that. Oh, well, you learn a new thing every day, don't you? Mary, there was a zebra in my garden on Saturday, and now there's an elephant on the sofa. No, that was Ronnie. That was Ronnie, Mary, when he came round to visit you the other day. When me and Ronnie came round, you thought Ronnie was an elephant, which I can understand, to be honest. I can understand that. Ray Reynolds, it's a shame the youngsters who are on the laughing gas aren't happier. No, that's a funny thing, isn't it? Don't a lot of the kids are doing laughing gas, I think, in Shoreditch. You've only got to walk down the road in, not an area that I frequent. But I went to Shoreditch some time ago. Now, why did I go there? Or was it Is Brick Lane in Shoreditch? I went there to find this bagel shop. And I parked at one end. Of course, I was at the wrong end. And I thought, well, it can't be. I must have walked for miles down this Brick Lane trying to find the bagel shop a couple of years ago. And there's all these little canisters, little metal canisters, which contains laughing gas, apparently. I think you're talking to each other there. Let's have a look. Good. Ray Reynolds, it's Tony Blackburn's birthday today. Is it really? Da-da-da-da-da. Now there's someone who entertained us, Tony Blackburn. So I'll be able to put this on his wall now, won't I? I've got an excuse to put this on his wall. Happy birthday to Tony Blackburn, the best DJ of all time, ever has been, ever will be. Tony Blackburn, oh yes. My favourite programme of his is the Soul Show he does on BBC Radio London on Sundays between 12 p.m. and 2, and he does BBC Radio Berkshire on Friday. He does Sounds of the 60s. That's an early morning one on BBC Radio 2, and KMFM, which is down there in Kent. Happy birthday to Tony Blackburn today. Angela, just ignore Dave, everyone. He's my friend. I got him from Rent a Friend. Rent a Friend. Oh dear. I felt sorry for him because no one wanted to be his friend. Billy Cotton, there's a name, John. There's a wonderful name. Good old Billy Cotton from... wasn't he in charge of the BBC and Thames? Not at the same time, wasn't he? Billy Cotton? I think he was. Victor Melbrook. I am. Roy says I'm the Victor Mildrew of Facebook Live. What? But Victor Melbrook moans a lot. I don't moan. When do I ever moan? Never is the answer to that. Thomas didn't know Cavett was who's and that might be a dodgy word. I'm not going to read that out because I think you're trying to trip me up there. Michael Lawrence, good morning to you, Michael. Are you missing my massage on YouTube? You can massage me anytime you want, Michael. You can indeed. There's an echo in here. Echo, echo, echo. Sorry, have I missed you out there, Michael? I didn't see it come up earlier. All right. Angela's got to go. She's having more drugs. That's it. You enjoy those, my darling. You lay back and just imagine me laying next to you there. That'll do something for you, okay? And good morning to Joanna. Very good morning to Joanna as well. Okie doke. Let's do today's birthdays, boys and girls. I must get down that swimming pool. I think I'll go to Boston today. I'm not sure that I'm not sure that the showers are working at the Horncastle swimming pool that I used to go to, or I had been going to, so I got up the Boston one. Happy birthday this morning to Tony Blackburn. Ba-da-da, the place to be with Tony Blackburn. Ba-ba-ba-ba. 206 Radio London. Morning, Tony. Happy birthday to you. The top DJ of all time. Yes. Daniel Zippy Martin. Good morning to Daniel. Happy birthday to you. MJ Lockhart is 45 years old today. Good morning to you. Morning to Rebecca Mays. Happy birthday, Rebecca. Only 55 today. Just a little bit behind me. John McNabb is 60 years old today. Good morning, John. Happy birthday. Mark Whittle's birthday today. Happy birthday to Mark. And Kerry Dupree, one of the top drag queens of all time. It's her birthday as well today. So happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, boys and girls. All right. Ray, Billy Cotton Jr., he was the son of the band leader Bill Cotton, Wakey Wakey. Yeah, but didn't he run Thames or the BBC or both at some point? I'm sure he did do something like that. Can someone quickly look that up while I just take our final lot of messages here? Good morning to Shade on a cool day. He's watching on the YouTube network as well. Okay. Martin Edwards is in the house. Good morning, Martin. Welcome. A bit late today, Martin. So I just wanted to check. Michael said he sent some messages, and I can't see those anywhere. Michael, I'm just looking for your messages here that you say you sent. All I got was that last one there. Leon, I'm on the motorway watching. Oh, do be careful, Leon. You know, you turn the phone up the other way. You can listen on the motorway, but you mustn't watch. Mind you, I often have a nap on the motorway on the way up here. I closed my eyes for a couple of hours last night. I just switched the car to automatic. I can't wait until that happens. I can't wait until we can just push a button on our car and it will whisk us to wherever we want to go. We just sit there and go to sleep. How marvellous will that be? I don't know if that ever happened though. I can't see it happening sometimes. You know, when someone steps out in the road, you can understand the car will have to stop, yeah? But what if someone steps out in the road and they've got one of those zombie knives or a gun? You wouldn't want to stop then, and yet the car will stop on its own. Well, I don't like the idea of that. I haven't gone yet, Adam. Give us a minute. Krusty can't wait to get rid of us. Look, he's saying goodbye now. Outrageous. Ray Reynolds, BBC. So he ran the BBC for a while, did he, Billy Cotton Jr.? I don't know. I'll have to look that up. Have we said hello to everyone now? I haven't missed anyone out, have I? No. Good. Right, we'll leave it there then. Thanks ever so much for joining us on the show on this Tuesday morning, boys and girls. It's been an absolute pleasure, as always, to talk to you. Hopefully, I'll see you again at some point tomorrow morning, all right? Wrap up well and keep warm. Hot water bottles are very good and cheap. That's what we like, cheap. And remember, there's no one cheaper than me in this world. See you soon. Bye-bye.